Hi everyone, my name is Arielle and welcome back to my channel. I am currently about to trip. I am hiking the Pacific Crest Trail and right now in this moment getting back on trail after a fun little side adventure. So I don't know how well I explained this in prior episodes, but basically it's kind of crazy here in Oregon this year. There's a handful of different closures and they're not huge chunks of trails closed. I mean, it's kind of more than we'd all like, but the big issue is that they're kind of scattered. So it's a logistical nightmare unless you have a lot of support or help getting rides around. So it's really tricky, especially if you're trying to hitch around, which is totally splintered the hiking population of the class of 2022. A bunch of people went over to the Oregon Coast Trail and they'll like hop back on and do Washington from there. A bunch of people are kind of just skipping Oregon completely with the intention, or maybe not, of coming back later if it clears and just going through Washington that way. And then I'd say the largest group of people are kind of doing what we're doing and trying to keep hiking north as best as we can. So all in all, we're gonna miss about 4 days of hiking in Oregon due to closures or smoke issues. And we decided that instead of like just zooming through Oregon and sorry, I'm kind of winded, but instead of zooming through Oregon and finishing the trail sooner than expected, that we actually wanted to see if we could just experience Oregon in another way. We felt pretty depleted last week, our first week in Oregon, because of everything that we experienced evacuating from the McKenzie fire. And so it was kind of well timed for us to have a little side adventure where we could rest and recuperate a little bit, but also really still get to soak up Oregon and spend time in this state without losing out on those 4 days that we won't be able to hike because of the closures. So we went on a little side adventure to the Oregon coast for 3 days of camping at this like awesome state park by the beach and surfing, and like we ended up really just doing a lot of chilling. I read an entire book in 3 days. We had a campfire at our like really cool campsite and all these things. So anyways, before I jump into today's vlog, let me just show you a couple of the moments from our adventure this last week. That was such a fun adventure and I am so glad we were able to make that work. It's also really needed. I don't think I realized how much my body needed the rest. I can just feel a huge shift in my enthusiasm for hiking after taking that little break. And I feel like that's been one of the silver linings for me about all the closures and everything that's happened this year, is that it's allowed me to kind of soften my grip on this whole experience and really look at it as a bigger adventure. And yeah, like I said, it's gotten me feeling much more recharged and excited for the rest of the trail, which is good because we have an ambitious couple of days of hiking ahead of us. And I think I'll explain a little bit more of our game plan later today at one of our breaks. But for now, let's get to hiking.
Surface, return to the dawn of age. Who am I? What's my name? Does it even matter anyway? Oh, this earth serves me well. Compulsion, the universe contracts and folds in on itself. Go wide-eyed, disbelief, great divine mystery, elusive truth, disguised in the breeze, constantly changing, just to stay the same thing. Wondering since old I've known, guide me home. Well, the weight of the lies gave way to the truth. I don't care where I'm going, babe, as long as I'm going there with like a rolling stone. These howling winds keep blowing. Brother, read your sorrows. Every obstacle, each crossroad, won't get you where you're going, babe. They're gonna get you where you need to go.
Okay, phase one of our slightly ambitious plan for these 3 days is complete. We did 32.5 miles today, which is so crazy. It was our first planned 30 of the trail. Obviously, the night that we evac'd out for the McKenzie fire, we also did a plus 30 day, but today was on purpose and it felt really good. We were able to do it as a slack pack, which is always super nice. And yeah, I just think like having that rest and just feeling rejuvenated, I just had so much more enthusiasm for hiking and just was actually really excited to be out here again. It just felt so good. And this wilderness area, I think it's Three Sisters Wilderness, is stunning, just absolutely stunning. I loved everything about it except the lava rocks. It was like probably all in all maybe 2 to 3 miles of walking on lava rocks. And it's so rough on your ankles. But other than that, everything about today was magical. And then we went over like a kind of like a more rural highway and picked up our bags from our friend and his dad. And they had Chipotle for us, which was also very nice. And we're kind of like not too far from there. And we'll continue on to the bottom of hopefully the last closure of the trail. Fingers crossed for us. Tomorrow we have another bigger day. We're not planning to go over 30 tomorrow so that we can have a slightly shorter day the next day because we have to do the drive around the closure. It was cool to see that my body felt pretty good doing a 30, but I kind of prefer not doing them, to be honest. I kind of had this feeling, I thought that I assumed you're going to come to Oregon, you're going to do like most of the days are going to be like 30s because that's how people talk about it. Don't let people deceive you. Oregon is not flat. I will say that it is maybe less steep, like more gradual than some of the other areas. But like today we did 5,100 feet of vert, and I would not consider that flat at all. But I think the biggest thing for me when you're doing bigger mileage days, like closer to 30 or over 30, is that like you have to be so efficient with all of your breaks that you don't get as much time to enjoy the downtime. And so you're kind of just like constantly going and it feels a bit rushed. And I feel like us and like everyone in our group, we like kind of enjoy that. We like hanging out at our like breakfast break and our lunch break and just like having time together. So it's nice to make forward movement on the trail, but we're personally like not really in any rush. We don't want to finish the trail any faster just because we can. We want to like take our time and kind of savor it, because we are like I think we're like 30 days now until the end, so it's coming up quickly. But yeah, so we don't actually have, even though we did a 30 today and it felt good, we don't have plans of doing many more of them, or maybe even any more of them. We'll see. So anyways, that's my update from tonight, and I'm just so excited to feel good. Man, that rest was exactly what I needed. I feel just so much more rejuvenated and so much more excited about hiking. So anyways, gonna go to bed so we can do it all again tomorrow. See you then. Okay, so day 2 of our semi-aggressive 3-day plan is officially complete, but I'm feeling it. I'm so wrecked. Today we ended up doing 27 miles, which means in the last 2 days, in 2 days, we've done almost 60 miles, which is so crazy. And yeah, I remember yesterday talking about how great I felt. I feel the opposite of that right now. I'm just totally wrecked. I felt like I was hobbling into camp today, but but I made it, I guess. I don't know. It's the only consolation I have to that comment. Today was really pretty though. There were some really stunning views, especially in the evening, and I'm excited that we get a chance to experience this area. So that road crossing that I showed you guys was, I think it's pronounced Santiam Pass, and that's where like the PCTA is recommending hikers who are trying to hitch or don't have a ride to get off the trail because there's actually traffic there. But the actual closure doesn't start for another 27 miles, but it's in, my understanding, it's kind of like a remote area. It's like a random trailhead. So luckily, because we have a ride, we can walk all the way to the end. And I'm really glad we get to experience this area, this section, because it's been so beautiful. But yeah, feeling so wrecked today. The only silver lining though was that the lava rocks were only for the first like 4 or 5 miles. When we started out the day on that, I was so worried that they were going to continue because they were just so rough, but the rest of the trail was pretty good. So anyways, I need to go to bed. I'm just so pooped. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. To the edge of the Lionshead closure here. So from now we're going to take another trail down to a lake called Pamelia Lake. I think that's how you pronounce it. And we'll walk like another 3-ish miles to the trailhead where we will get a ride and then hopefully go around. So let's do it. Okay, so it is officially the next day, and that was a bit more logistically challenging than we expected. So when I last left you guys with the video, we were rolling up on the road where we thought we would be able to get to Alali Lake Resort, which is where we would get on to get back on trail. Turns out that road is closed. But the funny thing about it is when we rolled up there was actually a car on the other side of the gate, and we were like, okay, well, if a car came from that way, maybe we could get through. But he was actually like someone who works for the Forest Service and reaffirmed us that it was very closed. So really the only way to get around the closure is like this big loop around the other way, back through Bend and back over through the top. And realistically, we probably should have known that, but there's just been so many moving parts this year with all the different closures that it's kind of hard to keep everything together. So anyways, moral of the story is we ended up going back to Bend and then today getting a ride back the correct way up to trail. So a little bit longer than we planned, but it all works out nonetheless. So it's early afternoon and we're just gonna hit the trail, start walking, and get as far as we can get.
I got a feeling it's the moment my life's gonna start. I got the feeling when the windows roll down in the car. I got the feeling if I wanna fly, I know that I could. I got a feeling it's all feeling good. I got a feeling it's all feeling good. The sun will show the way, I know the road to take. Throw all our cares away, I don't need to knock on wood. Time is on the side, let's all enjoy the ride. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good. Above the ceiling, higher than the stars, push through the sky. My heart is beating faster when I got you right by my side. I got a feeling if we wanna run forever, we could. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good. The sun will show the way, I know the road to take. Throw all our cares away, I don't need to knock on wood. Time is on the side, let's all enjoy the ride. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good. It's all about to start. I got the feeling this heart won't ever stop. No, don't ever stop. The sun will show the way, I know the road to take. Throw all our cares away, I don't need to knock on wood. When you're right by my side, I can enjoy the ride. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good. I got a feeling, it's all feeling good.
Good morning. We're just waking up and getting ready to head to the Timberline Buffet breakfast, which we're very excited about. We rented one of these bunk rooms here last night, which was an awesome option when you're splitting it between the whole group. It ends up being pretty affordable. And the bonus is that you get access to like the hot tub and the sauna and laundry and all of those things, and there's showers and everything you could need. So it's been a really like nice luxurious day. So yesterday we went into government camp and got huckleberry shakes. My husband used to come here a lot in the summer for skiing and said it's not to be missed. So we went there, then popped up to Timberline, and yeah, we'll do the buffet and then get back on trail and make our way towards Cascade Locks. It's crazy how close we are to being done with Oregon. Just went by so fast.
Feeling so alive,
really beautiful morning. I'm not sure if you can tell how amazing today's sunrise is, but we've been hiking for a little bit. Started in the dark today because we are making our way to Cascade Locks today, which is so exciting. And we wanted to get in like on the earlier side so we could potentially like go to the post office and things like that today. Yesterday was kind of a long day, honestly. We got breakfast at the Timberline, which was awesome. The buffet breakfast there was really good. But because of that, we didn't start till like 9:30 or 10. And we still wanted to do like roughly 22-ish miles to make it, so we could make it to Cascade Locks tonight. So we ended up hiking really late. It was a beautiful day. Like the views around Mount Hood were gorgeous. And we took the Blue Blaze to see, is it Ramona or Ramona Falls?
Ramona Falls?
Ramona Falls. It was really beautiful. I think I got some clips of it, so hopefully you guys can see. But it was, yeah, it was nice in that way, like beautiful scenery. But I just was feeling not great, honestly. Just really tired and run down. And so it just felt like it took forever to get to camp last night. And I'm just really grateful that last night I got a really good night of sleep because I just think I really needed it, honestly. I think even with some of the rest we've had lately, just the accumulation of this journey and how long we've been out here, I think I'm just starting to really feel it. So anyways, looking forward to this like next chapter in Washington. Oregon's been a wild ride. It's been really great, but also really challenging mentally and more challenging physically than I had expected. I think I said this a couple days ago, but Oregon is not flat. It's definitely more gradual for the most part than a lot of California, but every day we had, or pretty much every day we had, you know, a reasonable amount of climbing, anywhere from like 3,800 to 5,500 feet of ascent, which I think is still pretty solid. So anyways, that's my update for this morning. We are going to take another Blue Blaze today to see Tunnel Falls, which I'm really excited about, and make our way to Cascade Locks. It's our last day hiking in Oregon. We're going to Trail Days the next 2 days. So we'll still be here in Oregon for a couple days, but last day hiking in Oregon. Crazy. So we're currently on the Eagle Creek side trail, which is the Blue Blaze to Tunnel Falls. And it is brutal. I have heard that it is worth it, but it is just like been straight down, just like gravel. Stinger's pouring all these rocks out of her shoes, and Pinch has a new hole for ventilation for that pinky toe. He happens to also have a hole in his sock. Oh man, that's brutal. I'll let you know if it's worth it, because so far that just destroyed us. I think my knees have been a lot better. A lot of you guys know I started the trail with knee issues, and my knees have been a lot better, but today is testing how strong they are. Onwards.
Before it's gone.
So what do you think? Was it worth it? Heck yeah! Look at this! That was so awesome. So cool! getting our bags all packed up after a couple fun days here in Cascade Locks for Trail Days. We kind of arranged our schedule so that we would hike right in for Trail Days, meaning that when we leave here, we are crossing Bridge of the Gods and heading into Washington. I can't believe we're finished with Oregon. It's been kind of a crazy and wild adventure, as you know. Definitely kind of jumping around and kind of chaotic and crazy, but such a fun experience, and so glad we were able to make it work. And before I end this video, I just have to send like a huge thank you, because Oregon wouldn't have been possible without the support of so many people. So thank you to Circus Dad in Ben for getting us around all of the closures, and to Jonathan, if you're watching, thank you so much for your support and helping us get around these closures as well. And yeah, thank you guys all for tuning in. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next week when we head into Washington. So excited.